Why is it that villains are usually more fun and endearing than good guys? Well, I guess with the Joker, it's pretty clear. I mean, who can resist that comedic grin, anarchic outlook on life, and his overall destructive tendencies? He's the best, right? Over the years, the Joker, Mr. J, or Clown Prince of Gotham, if you're not into the whole brevity thing, has been portrayed several different ways. Pop culture has seen him go from slapstick goofball to outright psychopath. The question is, which one reigns supreme? Welcome back to the Binger, guys, and today we'll be ranking the creepiest Jokers from weird to scary. Just so we're clear, we are only going to be focusing on the key, significant portrayals of the Joker throughout pop culture, performances that have captured the attention, heart, and imaginations of audiences. So, lesser celebrated performances, the likes of the Larry Storch Joker from Scooby-Doo, won't be featuring. We kick off our list with perhaps the most unconventional portrayal of the Joker ever put to screen. Sure, this Joker sports the usual purple, green, red and white attire, but for child-friendly reasons, in the Lego Batman movie, he trades in viciousness for insecurity. In a genius bit of writing, the movie makers create a Joker that is really just looking for validation from his arch-nemesis / possible best friend, Batman. Although he aims to thwart Batman whenever and wherever he can, really, he just wants Batman to admit that he is his biggest, most annoying enemy. And Zach Galifianakis' whiny vocals play this off brilliantly. The whole performance is different to what we're used to, but it actually raises some very important questions about the Joker and his motivations. Instead of merely alluding to the fact that the Joker's destructiveness is fueled by his obsession with Batman, this version of the clown acknowledges it head-on. Maybe if Batman would just agree that the two have a genuine connection, Gotham would be safe. Seeing as it's a kids' film, they could have simply made him overtly silly like a jester, but they didn't. What they ended up giving us was a very real, surprisingly relatable version of the character that's not scary at all. Well, except for those teeth. Yeah, they'll give you nightmares. Ah yes, the Jared Leto Joker, the first person in Hollywood to take up the Joker moniker since Heath Ledger. More on him later. And as that was the case, most were already questioning his ability to match Ledger's performance before he'd even put on the paint. A clear departure from what any of us were used to, Leto's Joker made an instant impression with his short, slick-backed hair, tattoos, grilled teeth, and gangland-esque aura. Of the limited screen time he got, we did get a few memorable moments, and a decent Joker laugh too. Yes, he was all about violence and anarchy, but some would say that's all he was about. It's clear that the Joker loves a bit of craziness, but there's much more to the character than that. Many thought that Leto's Joker was over the top at times, simply trying to top Ledger's Joker for nuttiness, even down to his method acting. It was well known that Leto did some rather unconventional things to prepare behind the scenes, such as sending strange gifts to his co-stars. This just fueled opinions over his try-hard performance. Maybe it was the ultra-modern approach to the character that didn't really work. I mean, would the Joker really wear gold chains and drive a Lamborghini? Yeah, we don't think so. Now this one gets a little confusing. So the Gotham TV series focuses on Bruce Wayne when he was younger, and one of the criminals he has to fend off is Jerome Velasca. He basically has all the traits of the Joker, but he's not the Joker. There's also his equally crazy, equally Joker-esque twin brother Jeremiah, and as we've seen in the Gotham finale, Jeremiah's character ends up as a more conventional, albeit absolutely terrifying, incarnation of the character. Told you it was confusing. For the sake of today's video, we'll just focus on Jerome and Jeremiah's version of the Joker-like character. With everything from a maniacal laugh to a tendency to go completely off the rails, both performances sit somewhere between comic book Joker and graphic novel Joker. Ultra-violent at times and surprisingly comedic at others, Cameron Monaghan's performance gave Joker fans a lot to love. Ultimately, it's more of a homage to the Joker persona than anything else. As a result, it feels more like a greatest hits of craziness rather than a specific defined performance. For many fans, this was great, lots of wild moments without any unnecessary baggage. But for others, Gotham's Joker doesn't quite offer the full package, or at least one that makes sense. As one of the earliest ever incarnations of the Joker, Cesar Romero's white-faced clown helped mold the image of what an on-screen Joker should be. He donned a classic version of the famed costume, clinically complete in vibrant colours, and of course Romero's clearly visible mustache. And he even had a textbook high-pitched laugh to go with it too. Romero's Joker didn't really feature any of the traits we'd now associate with the Joker persona. He wasn't a maniacal madman who ended people's lives without a moment's notice. Due to the TV shows and the subsequent film's family-friendly appeal, his Joker was more of a comic relief character, and at times, a bit of a background character too, playing second fiddle to other villains like the Penguin and the Riddler. Even though Ramiro's Joker might be seen as a little old-fashioned nowadays, he still showcased many characteristics of the classic comic book icon, and this makes him a big hit with fans. From his unrivaled enthusiasm to trick Batman, to his penchant for rubbish jokes, the character he was portraying was never in doubt. He is without question one of the best things about the 60s TV series. Watching him excitedly zip about the screen is mesmerizing. It's pretty difficult not to be Jack Nicholson when you're, Jack Nicholson. And from the beginning of Tim Burton's 1989 Batman film, that's pretty clear. Starting out as gangster Jack Napier, Nicholson exudes terror with his cold stare, arching eyebrows, and ear-to-ear grin. From there, he evolves into the slightly crazier Joker after falling into a vat of chemicals. His transformation is complete with a purple suit, permanent grin, and appropriate makeup. Giving us the first significant big-screen Joker ever, Nicholson and of course Burton set a darker tone from the get-go. This was a Joker that had a clear background of ruthlessness as a gangster, driven only madder by his accident. And yet Nicholson still manages to make it fun, introducing numerous comic elements to the character that, given the dark undertones, shouldn't really work. But it totally does. Whether it's frying someone with a joke hand buzzer or strutting some moves in an art gallery, he's fearful and likeable in equal measure. Going back to the Nicholson being Nicholson aspect, it can be tough to see past his long history of acting credits at times. One minute you're engrossed in his performance, and the next you're thinking, hey, it's Randall from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Or, oh, Jack's a dull boy again. He's a victim of his own success, but there's no denying he was a tremendous, chilling and hilarious Joker. The latest incarnation of the Joker, it's tough to rank this one any higher since we've not yet seen the full movie, but that's not to say we know nothing about Joaquin Phoenix's Clown Prince. From the very first images of Phoenix's Joker, it was clear that his performance was going to be unlike any Joker outing we'd seen before. With a past veiled in mystery, the Joker's origins are either unspecified or a variation on one of the comic book themes. But what Joker looks to give us is a detailed character study that really gets into the weeds on what makes the Joker tick. Unlike other Joker performances, Phoenix's failed comedian seemingly suffers a mental breakdown and is driven mad by the city of Gotham. With the stresses of work, looking after family, and constantly falling victim to others around him, he's incredibly relatable. This is a Joker that's driven mad by the unfair, unjust nature of the real world, not a comic book one. A world we can all find parallels with. Of course, we get some of the classic juicy Joker characteristics coming through too. Phoenix can be seen in the movie's trailer sporting a series of colourful garments and face paint, not to mention his chilling laugh. Oh, the laugh. In a way, a normal guy driven crazy by the toils of everyday life is much more terrifying than Jack Nicholson donning prosthetics. This is a Joker that could be sitting across from you on the subway, quiet, minding his own business, ready to snap. Plus, the decision to focus on the frailty of mental health with this Joker could not be more relevant in today's society. When it comes to the world of animation and video games, Mark Hamill is the unrivaled king of the clowns. Beginning his tenure as Joker back in 1992's Batman the Animated Series, Mark Hamill has very much laid the foundations of the character. Hitting the right balance between a comic book Joker and an animated one seemed an impossible task before Hamill came along, but he brought all the bravado, unpredictability and likability of the comic character and made it digestible on screen. From his crazed laugh to gleeful confidence in the character's skin, you can't help but be glued to your seat when hearing him voice the character. Hamill's stint on the animated series was so successful, he went on to voice numerous other animated and movie versions of the Joker, not to mention several video games, each outing delivering his trademark tonality, humour and most notably, his theatricality. But his Batman the Animated Series Joker really is his finest work in the clown war paint. It was so good in fact, that it led to the creation of what is now one of DC's best villains, Harley Quinn, a character created to give Hamill's Joker more shenanigans to get involved with. On Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker, Mark Hamill said that it was the most original performance that he'd ever seen since Anthony Hopkins' Oscar-winning portrayal of Hannibal Lecter in The Silence of the Lambs. If that's not high praise, we don't know what is. After it was announced that heartthrob Heath Ledger was going to be tackling the Joker role in 2008's The Dark Knight, pretty much everyone was skeptical. How could the clean-cut, charming Ledger pull it off? He can't possibly, can he? boy did he prove everyone wrong. In his Oscar-winning turn as Gotham's worst nightmare, Ledger brought an eerie realism to the Joker that brought the character right into the 21st century. With every line of mysterious dialogue cutting like a knife, he somehow manages to terrify and draw you in at the same time. And his clouded backstory and scarred face just make his Joker even more whimsical. Hilarious one minute and spine-tingling the next, his Joker was completely original and yet managed to tick all the right boxes of the classic character. Chilling laugh? Check. Unhinged and unpredictable? Check. Likeable and despicable at the same time? Check. Even down to his primitive costume and hand-applied face paint, it is clear that Ledger was one with the character. Ledger's time as the Joker is not only the best Joker performance ever, but it's also one of the best and most iconic villains in movie history. So, was he really as good as everyone says? Yes. 1,000 times yes. So, which Joker do you think is the best? Did we miss out any impressive performances? Be sure to let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to The Binger for more awesome videos like this one. See you next time.